Hi everyone, I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I'm excited to kick off this semester's 5 Things announcements. As we begin diving into anxiety disorders this week, I would like to provide you all with a few bits of information as well as 5 additional resources that will be helpful for you in this class and as a future counselor. Before watching this announcement, some of you may be wondering, what exactly are anxiety disorders? You may have heard the term anxiety, but you are not aware that they were a group of conditions classified as anxiety disorders. Well, in fact, there are 8 types of anxiety disorders. Each type has its own set of diagnostic criteria and present in a number of ways amongst individuals young and old. Anxiety disorders are defined as disorders that share features of excessive fear, anxiety, and related behavioral disturbances, typically lasting for 6 months or more. The first type of anxiety disorders is separation anxiety disorder, which entails excessive anxiety regarding separation from home or attachment figures such as parents. The second type, selective mutism, is the inability to speak or communicate in certain settings. The third type, specific phobia, is anxiety that is brought on by certain objects or situations, present or imagined. The fourth, social anxiety disorder, is presented by excessive fear and self-consciousness in social situations for fear of being judged or embarrassed by others. The fifth, panic disorder, entails recurrent acute, time-limited, and intense panic that brings on physical and psychological symptoms. The sixth, agoraphobia, is a fear of being in an open and crowded place without an easy escape or exit. The seventh, generalized anxiety disorder, is excessive, irrational, and uncontrollable anxiety about several different events and activities. The last type, substance and medication-induced anxiety disorder, involves anxiety due to intoxication, withdrawal, or medical treatment. After hearing about each type of anxiety disorder, you may still have a few questions that require additional information. There is a great deal of information that can be found in our textbooks, but I have identified 5 outside resources that will be important to review as you expand your knowledge on anxiety disorders. The first resource is a published article entitled Metacognition and Cognition in Inpatient MCT and CBT for Comorbid Anxiety Disorders, a study of within-person effects. This article, along with the other resources provided in this announcement, will be listed on the supplemental handout in this discussion board. This study in particular examined the changes in cognition and metacognition over the course of therapy by comparing metacognitive therapy, MCT, and cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. 74 patients participated in the process and symptom instruments weekly throughout therapy. The ultimate goal was to analyze the relationship between metacognition, cognition, and anxiety in regard to treatment of anxiety disorders. The results showed a main effect of both cognitions and metacognitions on anxiety. However, there was no interaction with treatment conditions. Lastly, the relationship of anxiety on metacognitions was larger in MCT compared with CBT. Therefore, this resource can be used as a tool for treatment planning of anxiety disorders. The second resource is a website from Anxiety and Depression Association of America. This website is filled with a host of information regarding anxiety disorders through webinars, podcasts, videos, blog posts, songs, books, infographics, newsletters, and more. Not only is this resource a wonderful tool for students and counselors, it serves as a next steps lifeline for those who may be suffering with anxiety disorders. The third resource is a workshop and training webinar by Clearview Treatment Programs on Anxiety Disorders. This webinar teaches not only about the common signs of anxiety disorders, but also how to treat anxiety. As a whole, this training helps to solidify the most basic concepts as well as diving deeper into the nitty-gritty of treatment planning. The fourth resource is a 2-for-1 deal of 2 websites which include local advocacy efforts, one centralized in Atlanta called the Atlanta Center for Mental Health, and one generalized in Georgia called the Georgia Center for OCD and Anxiety. Each of these websites provide their own unique set of information and resources that allow individuals in the Georgia areas to seek out more information on anxiety disorders, as well as ways to find services, treatments, and support systems in the local area. The fifth and final resource is a website from the National Institute of Mental Health. This organization provides national advocacy efforts for anxiety and other mental health disorders in several ways. These include, but are not limited to, outreaches such as stakeholder engagement, alliance and coalition for research progress, and legislative activities involving Congress and others. To find out more information, visit the link listed on the handout. Thank you all for listening and giving me the opportunity to share these resources with you, and I look forward to reading your feedback. Please let me know if you have any questions and have a great day.